Hi, folks. It's Andrew, Top Fitness Strategies. Yes, and I'm back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, if you will. And we think there's cool music going on in the background, huh? Yeah, that's my podcast theme music I had especially done. I'm going to start implementing it here and there, different things, implementing different things as we go along here. So why have I been on a hiatus the last couple of weeks? Those of you that are looking to come to the site, come to the channel, and see a new video every Tuesday and maybe once or twice a week. On top of that, well, there was a setback in my life, my family, things and so on and so forth. My father passed away suddenly, and it really rocked my world. And then not just mine, but my family's, my mother, my sister, her family, and so on and so forth. And it's been a different kind of experience, and I was just not in a position where I wanted to get in front of the camera and talk like I am right now. And a lot of things happened. I'm not going to get into the details about it. First of all, it's all within our family, and second of all, it's none of your business, honestly. And if you want to know, I will tell you, but I'm not going to spread it all over a video of things that happened. Just he was a great guy. Everyone loved him. And unfortunately, can't see him anymore. So that's that. But it did inspire me to think about this video today because the last couple of weeks, even though I haven't been doing videos, I was still doing a workout, believe it or not. And right away, people are going to say, Andrew, how can you be doing a workout? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Because that's what I wanted to do, and I know that's what my dad would want us to do is go on with your life and things of that sort. So, which led me to think about what I wanted to talk about on this video, on this broadcast. So I had to write it down. It says, what's the hardest thing to do during the workout? And right away you're thinking, well, the hardest thing to do is the workout, is lifting the weights, is to doing the movements and everything else. No, it's not. And I come to this realization, and I might have said this in the past, I think I have, but it really hasn't dawned on me or hit me like it did these last couple of weeks, is the hardest thing to do, how did I phrase that again? Yeah, what's the hardest thing to do in a workout? The hardest thing to do is to keep going when you don't feel like doing it. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, if you don't feel like doing it, stop, especially if something is hurting. But if you don't, let me rephrase that whole thing. If something is hurting in an ouchy type of way, not in a funny type of muscle soreness type of way, then yes, by all means, stop. Never, 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 ever, and I don't care who your trainer is, whether it's me, Joe Lunchbucket down the street, the top guy at your gym, whatever. If they ever tell you to continue or work through the pain, you can tell them to take a flying leap and to shove up their behind, because don't do it. All right, especially when you're up there in the age of 50-plus years old. Last thing you want to do is get yourself injured, so don't do it. But the hardest thing to do in a workout is to keep going when you don't feel like going. And I say that, I don't want to say tongue-in-cheek. I say that because, yeah, you might just think you're going through the motions, but your body is doing something. And I always said in the past, and I'll continue to say this, it's better to do something than to do nothing. So right now my workouts are anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Depends what I'm doing. I do what I call video fitness. I follow along with videos and things of that sort because I enjoy doing that. And usually for me, about the 20-minute mark or so, the last couple of weeks especially, since all this has transpired, is just don't feel like doing it. But you know what? I push through it. Because it's a mental block for me, because I know, first of all, it's good for me. It takes my mind off of different things, and best of all, it keeps me in tip top shape. No, it keeps me in good shape. So yeah, I can understand it, especially now in my life when people say, "Well, I just don't feel like working out." Well, you're right. And that's the last thing on my mind is to wake up early and do workouts these last couple of weeks, but I know life goes on, and I have to go on, and that's what I chose to do, and I want to make myself better. So the hardest thing to do in the workout is not the workout itself, but is to keep going during the workout. Now, I used to say the hardest thing to do is to get started with the workout, which it is. It was probably the second biggest thing, because especially in my situation, because I just go down to my gym, which is my basement, and I press play. And that particular workout I'm doing that day. Follow along with it and things of that sort. But like I said, 20, 25, 30 minutes into it, just don't want to do it anymore. But I keep pushing through because I tell myself I need to. It's good for me in several different ways. And so what I'm telling you to do is the same thing. The hardest thing to do is to keep going, because there's going to come a time. Okay, let's back up a second. So let's say you're gung-ho, you're starting a whole new workout program. There's going to be a time within this workout program, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks into it, you're going to say, you know what, I am bored to tears. I don't want to do this. I don't like doing the same thing all the time, which we shouldn't. You should change up every few weeks, which is a whole other ball game in itself there. But there's going to come a time where you're going to tell yourself, I just don't feel like doing it. But I'm going to tell you, that's the time to buck up and keep doing it. Because let's think about it. Let's say, like for instance, my case, I'm doing, let's just say 50-minute workout to make it easier when you think about a clock. All right, so you get about the 25-minute mark. You're halfway through. You're thinking, you know what? I'm done. I'll finish up here. Just tell yourself, no, I'll go 5 more minutes. Then you look at the clock. Well, that means I got 20 minutes left. Okay, I'll quit now. He says, no, I'll do 5 more minutes. Then you got 15 minutes left. At that point, you say, you know what, I only got 15 minutes left. I'll keep going, and I'll start going harder and engaging more and doing what I need to do. And so I'm going to tell you to do the same thing. If you feel like stopping, which you will at one point, it's inevitable. It happens to everyone. There's not a person out there I've ever talked to that hasn't said during some sort of workout sometimes, I just don't feel like doing it anymore. Not because of pain, not because of injury, just because their psyche says, I don't want to do this today. I'm telling you, once or twice, you can get away with it, but don't make it a habit. Try to push through it is not the right terminology, but you know what I mean by when I say that. Work through that little thing in your mind, the angel and the devil type thing on your shoulders. Work through that, because it's the devil telling you you don't need to keep doing this. And once again, once or twice, you might tell yourself to quit early or what have you, but don't make it a habit. Push through it. Tell yourself, okay, 5 more minutes. After that 5 minutes is done, 5 more minutes, 1 more set, 1 more rep. Lighten the weight if you need to a little bit if you're using weights. And if you're doing cardio, loosen the tension a little bit, but do something that's going to make you continue to work out for the whole time you allowed yourself to do it. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about this week, and not to bum anybody out or bring anybody down, but let's get back at it. And if you're here right now, subscribe. You know the deal. Subscribe to the podcast, the website, YouTube channel, and also the website below. Podcast will be starting up soon, and I'm working on a couple of titles. I've had a podcast in the past. I don't want to keep it all about fitness all the time. And maybe I'll do a video on that. Maybe we'll have a little contest on what to name it and things of that sort. But we'll get into it later. But so I'll end it here. But once again, subscribe to the channel. Go to the website, Top Fitness Strategies. Get on the Q&A newsletter, and we'll go from there. Okay. So until next time, this is Andrew, Top Fitness Strategies. Ciao.